recording. There we go. Hello. So we are going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to record this so that we so I did get recorded. So people can watch this later. Y'all, I'm excited. I'm actually really excited. This is, I don't know, like the 10th time I've done this. So it's exciting to, I don't know. It's just, I love the change and new. It just keeps my life fun and exciting. You may not agree, but that's fine. So anyways, I'm excited. If you guys, everybody on here doesn't know me, so I don't need to introduce myself. So we are going to talk about going back to school and giving all the tips and things like that. I'm going to just spotlight each person who talks so that for the recording, they'll only see the person talking opposed to seeing everybody in the little boxes. So that's the only reason why I'm spotlighting. Y'all like, why she's so I got some things that I want to talk about, and then I'm going to give some tips, and then I'm going to call on, I know Shanice has some tips that she's going to give. And then if you guys have things that have worked for you in the past, I would love for you guys to speak up, or things that you're planning to implement, or things that you have learned. I would tell you guys, this is a time that if you don't prepare to plan, you're going to plan to fail. Okay. If you don't plan, you're going to fail. You're going to be overwhelmed. I'm telling you. So right now is a good time. Even if your kids have already started school, it's a good thing to start immediately. Two things I'm going to tell you that you should get is the hourly planner, if you do not have one, for you personally, and then a family calendar, y'all. Get a family calendar for your kitchen area. It's a thing on TikTok now where people, they have, anyways. Get you a family calendar so that you're able to list everybody's activities so you can know everything that is going on. And then also your children can know everything that is going on. They'll know when you have meetings. They'll know when to be bothering you and when not to be bothering you, when to occupy themselves. And then you can also know their schedules and everything going on. We have 6 people in my house, and so 6 schedules, it's a lot. And so needing to have all of those things on the schedule, you may even need to sit down with your significant other, your spouse, and even go through pickup times. And I'm going to kind of talk about that. I will tell you guys, if you don't know, especially those who are watching the recording, I have 4 kids. I have a 1-year-old, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, and 16-year-old. 3 out of 4 are in school in some way, shape, or fashion. And so basketball season will be even more crazy for us because Brianna is a basketball coach. But if somebody is dealing with that, have kids in sports or whatever, we can kind of have that conversation later and go down that road at a different time. But if you do have your kids in sports like football or whatever may be going on right now, volleyball, whatever, that's something we can talk about during this time too, when it comes to practices and games and stuff like that, and how you stay on point in the midst of that season. And so let's see, I've been in the business full time for 9 years now, y'all. And so for 9 years, I've been doing back to school, been in business for 10 years. So technically 10 years, I've been doing the back to school season. Top 3 things that I implement when school starts. So top 3 things that I implement when school starts is prepping lunch on Sundays. So that would be like meal prepping for dinner, along with knowing what the lunches will be, because my kids take their lunch. They don't have the option to buy lunch, but he takes his lunch primarily. And so it would be prepping the lunches, and then also lunches for Breon and I, because Breon and I are home full time. Juicing makes our life so much easier because it's not really a lot of thought going into it, because we know exactly what we'll be eating. And so we're continuing on the juicing. If you're doing the 28-day challenge, that makes it so much easier. I'm going to tell you, if you master the mundane, your life will be so much easier if you just create a schedule, or you're eating the same things every single day, which is good. I'm going to tell you, the less you have to think about, the better. The less you have to think about, the better. And I'm gonna tell you also, for your children, if you are sending lunches, they don't care. Okay, they don't care. Like my 3-year-old, 5-year-old, we're eating the same thing every single day with a little variety. Like, they could care less. And so when you're trying to do the razzle dazzle, unless you putting that stuff on Pinterest or Instagram, like, save it. Like, for real, your kids could care less. I'm telling you, unless you are making content out there stuff, you can save all of that. Chore list. We don't stop a chore list. So our chore list continues throughout the summer and all year long. We don't take away a chore list, but if you do not have a chore list for your children, including like getting clothes out for the week, having a laundry day where they're bringing, I don't know if your kids do their laundry. With our 16-year-old, he does his own laundry. So he has an actual laundry day. There could be a day that they know to bring their laundry to the laundry room, or if you're actually going to the laundry mat, maybe having them go with you and doing that on specific days so you can even teach them that task. But chore list is important for me. And then also very clear on who's doing what. So between Brianna and I just talked to him just a minute ago. We're going to have to sit down and have a meeting, like who's taking what child to school on what day, especially since our 16-year-old is not driving just yet. And so he's in college, and his college is 45 minutes from our house. And so having to figure out who's taking who, like you need to know, be very clear. Don't leave it any room for uncertainty or questions. It's communication. It's so important. Over communicate. That's what I tell people. Over communicate. And then how do I create, somebody asked like a couple Zooms ago, how do you create windows in your schedule? So like in the midst of everything that I have going on, how do I actually work my business? And for me, it's waking up an hour to an hour and a half before my family. And that's even during school time. So if you have not joined us on the devotional time, you need to do it, because 9 times out of 10, it is before your family gets up. 9 times out of 10. And if not, you need to get up an hour before that. It'll help you. It'll be a space where you can not only have your devotional, but then you can also send some messages and perhaps get your PMF done, schedule some consultations with some salons, or even look up some salons or get more knowledgeable about things, reaching out, doing some reach out and doing some connecting before your day gets crazy. Bedtimes for myself and my kids. Okay. Go to bed. Set a bedtime, like for real. Have your phone going on do not disturb at a certain time. You're gonna have to discipline yourself. Like it's gonna be imperative to discipline yourself. Lunchtime for hubby and I, so I'm excited to get lunch back on our schedule so that we can stay connected, because we are both home full time, and so that's special for us, even though we still will have Zoe as our guest. But we appreciate having Zoe for another year as our special guest. And then when do I work my businesses? So setting times and power hours, right? So looking at my schedule and going through and saying, hey, okay, this person, I have this window, or if I'm going to sit in the pickup line, am I going to work from that time? Using the do not disturb feature. And then also habits that make me flourish and help me be productive is actually taking my products. Y'all, keeping promises to myself, going through I'll tell you guys, going through the devotional part where we have 5 things. We move up to five business things that we are working on, small and specific tasks that we can get done in that day. The 1 thing for your health, and then 2 things for relationship, that health component, like keeping those promises to yourself. So if you say you're going to work out, set the time to work out and go work out. Like your schedule is your boss. And so you're going to need to follow your schedule to a T. If you have a task list of things that you're going to do to push your business forward, do them. Do them. It's not an option. Don't give yourself an option to get those things done. And so taking your products, going to bed at night, getting up before your family, and then a do not disturb feature on your phone. It'll allow you to give yourself attention on what you're actually doing. And then I do have some other things, but let's jump into Shanice. I'm gonna have you introduce yourself, because I know there's somebody on here that does not know you. So introduce yourself. I'm gonna have you share. I'll just pull you up here with me. So tell me your name, your rank, how long you've been in the company, who are you?
I'm sorry, y'all. It's a little loud. It might be. I don't know if y'all can hear it. My name is Shanice. I am a diamond leader in the company. I've been with It Works for a little over 6 years now. And I live in Indianapolis, Indiana. So honestly, I do have some tips, but Rachel, everything that I had, you already went over.
How many kids you got?
Oh, I have 3 kids. I have a 11-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old. I know I'm over here trying to think. They listen, 3, 6, and 11. Yeah, so they're all different ages: sixth grade, first grade, and one still in daycare. Because Indiana is a little different. You can't send your kid to preschool until they 4. So yeah, well, they preschool is inside the daycare, so it's still daycare. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of tips that Rachel went over, I had as well. So that's how important it is. So my first thing was making sure that you get up early. That's something I did struggle with over the summer, but it's actually more easier now that school my kids started school this week. So it's like mandatory for me to get up before my kids to have my Jesus time and to like just decompress, because like having your kids get up in the morning and then if everybody in the house is not really morning people, it's like bad attitudes, and then you send your kid to school, they have a bad day because how their morning started, things like that. So it's really important for you to have a positive mindset so that you can set the tone for your kids so that you can be more calm and more patient when you talk to them or like getting them up, especially if your kids are like mine, they don't really like to get up in early in the morning. um and then if you're for me, I get my kids clothes and lunches packed the night before. I'm not advanced yet to do it a week before. So if you're not there yet, if you're not there yet to be able to do it.
Plan. I didn't say get them together. I said,
Okay. So I actually set my kids' clothes out. I mean, everything they need, and make sure I iron it at night, even when I do not feel like it, because it's just like going to the gas station. You know, you need gas the night before, and you try to get it in the morning, you're gonna be late. So just make sure that you prepare, get their clothes out at night, make their lunches at night. So that way in the morning, all you got to do is grab and go. Make sure, and then even if you plan like, cause my kids eat breakfast at home, so just like planning like what you already know they gonna eat, just simple stuff. Um, and then the last thing I had was, well, meal prep. That go hand in, well, meal prep like for dinner. Make sure that, now I will do that for like 3 to 4 days at a time, meal prep. So that way when like when I was working, that way when I got home from work, we could just eat. Make sure that you are spending family time with your kids though, because y'all are away from each other all day. So like even if you take like the first hour when you get home, making sure that dinner time is like family time, no phones, nothing like that. Spend time with them so that way like you won't be trying to make excuses when it's time to work your business at night. Like just for like an hour during dinner. Um and things like that. And then make sure that you have an hourly calendar. So I live with my brother and my sister-in-law right now, and we do have like a family calendar on our phone and on the refrigerator so that the kids can know, like we can know we got a color coordinated, like this is Shanice's stuff, this is my brother's family, this is the kid, this is everybody. So they do have like little cute calendars you can literally put on the refrigerator, and they come with different color markers, and you can color code it, make it fun, because kids know, they are very involved. I mean, the youngest is 3 and she know like what the colors is, so kids know. So and then just sticking with it. And I like, for lack of better words, I'm trying to say like it's hard, but it's really not hard, it's just discipline. And I don't know why, but for some reason it's easier for me to stick to it during the school year than over the summer. But like that transition, like especially with the first week, can be a little more, require a little more discipline than normal. But just making sure that you stick with it, because I promise you, it's like an easier flow.
I love that. Thanks, Shanice. So I would say, y'all, the biggest thing that you said, Shanice, is block out the time that they get home. Like you should have like blackout times, right? So when from the time that your kids get out or you're picking them up until, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours after they come home, you can block that time out. And then from there, I would even say in the morning time when you're getting them ready for school, that you have a blackout time too. So you have you get up an hour and a half, hour and a half beforehand, have that alone time, have that time to work your business, and then block out your time, put your phone away, literally put your phone away, get your kids to school, and then you can go into work. Or if you have to go to work physically, you can just go from there in terms of how you're working your business. But if you actually draw some lines, it'll feel better working your business. I'm telling you, it will feel better. And I have to remind myself of this all the time. Like if I'm the one doing pickups and this is a time where I am not going to be on my phone and just allow myself to be with my children until I pick up my phone and clock back in essentially to work my business later on in the evening. And so this is something this year that I really plan to master, especially going into basketball season and just preparing my heart and my mind for this upcoming school year. And so what question, yes, I love that. No devices in the morning and during dinner. And I'm gonna tell you this, start having some dinner with your children. Okay. Like let's do some round the table dinners this year. Like let's lead by example. We don't do, our kids don't do devices when they come home from school. Like they have some quality time with your family, because we fight for freedom for a reason. And so let's take advantage of that freedom. And y'all ain't saying nothing in the comments. So who does anybody have any questions or anything like that? If anybody has a question, go ahead and unmute and you can ask your question, so that or yeah, or something that works for you, or don't be silent. We can hear from somebody who might be a teacher, someone who's in college. Um, I have worked this business while in school, so what questions do you guys have?
No, I don't particularly have any questions, but kind of I hear, remember a lot of things that you, Miss Rachel, and Shanice had shared. Because and my daughter is 31 now, working as a correctional officer. And for 1 year, I did take care of a nephew of mine too, and they're a year apart. So that's, oh, taking on that extra one, you have to learn how to manage the time. I guess for me, the most difficult part of my time management during that time when she was young was I was working 2 jobs and nighttime, and I literally just uh, well, it was a roller coaster, because not only did I have to be responsible for getting, manage time to take care of her around work time too, but I was also taking my dad, who was on disability, to a Voc Tech class he started taking for computer repairs. And we live in the East Valley of Phoenix, which is the capital in Arizona. And so, so I went, before I could even go to bed when I get home, I would have to go to my parents' house, get her up, get her dressed into school, and then go back to my parents' house and get my dad. My mom was riding with us to keep me awake while I'm driving to drive into downtown Phoenix. Go home, literally had to put a blanket on my bedroom window so that I could sleep, wait for her to call me, wake me up to go pick up my daughter first, and then go to downtown Phoenix to pick up my dad and start all over again.
Yeah, so that sounds like a lot going on, but I'll tell you, if anybody is, thank you for sharing that. If anybody is experiencing something like that, it's really just a matter of time management and telling your time where to go. Like that's all it is. I'm telling you, as somebody who started this business and had no downtime, like none whatsoever. I was going from work to school to pick up my son, home to do notes for work, and try to entertain my boyfriend, and then start all over again the next morning, super early in the morning. So I get it. But ultimately, it's telling your time where to go and being very specific in terms of what you do to build your business, because you don't have no time to be lollipopping. So it doesn't matter. It's really just a matter of focusing where you have your windows, because you'll find time to do whatever you want to do. Yes, you will. You will. I found time to talk to my boyfriend. Yes, you will find time. Just like I found time to talk to him, I found time to send messages and do my work. You get what I'm saying? Like you'll find the time. It just has to be on your mind. It has to be a focus for you. Jokel, I suggest going on Pinterest and just start pinning, like create you a board. I have a board called Lunch Meals. I can send it to you guys so you can look at it. But I just go on there and I think about my children. Halfway through the year, I tried to switch up their food and stop sending them carcinogens, okay, because it's 28 days. So I had to change their whole meal planning for their lunches. And so now I do switch up what they get. And sometimes like it's whatever I made the night before. So if I made some spaghetti, they'll take spaghetti for lunch and they actually really like it, especially my 3-year-old. So don't overthink that. I honestly just make it as simple as you want to. And then I just rotate. So like rotate the snack. So like this week we do the exact same snack all week long. Next week, so and even the fruit. So we'll do grapes all this week. And then next week we'll do strawberries. And then next week we'll do oranges. And then we rotate it. So it's really good to try to write this out. And this is something that I'll be doing. And so once I do mine, I can show a picture on the team page. Anybody else have any tips about that? Oh, that's what you said, Shanice. Eat the same thing. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's more personally us. Like, I know last year was my first time like sitting lunch with my kids, and I was just like, trying to make them take different stuff because I feel like, oh my God, they taking the same thing every single day, but that's what they wanted. So it actually became more simple. So like, just don't overcomplicate it. Sometimes I would, switch it up. Like I always switch up like what they take in applesauce or what fruit they take. I mostly change the fruit, but not like the main thing, or I'll change like the snack or something. But they love it. I don't know, kids like simplicity, so you don't have to overcomplicate it. And like Rachel said, don't be over there trying to make shapes and stuff like that unless you making content, because baby, they about to eat that food. It's not that deep.
Period. Okay. Period. I'm for real. Every once in a while, I'll slip a note in there for the kids who can read. You know what I'm saying? Just let them know I love them. Little sticky note or whatever. Any other questions? I liked what is it? How did your name Tiana? Is that how I say it, Tiana? Yes. So she said if we notice we don't have the time, make it. Period. Period. If you notice you don't have the time, make it. And that's facts because we make time for what we want. I'm telling you, we do. We 100% do. And our calendar will become less because we'll be doing more quality things. Like you guys, if you are not scheduling parties, scheduling consultations, actually making phone calls, I have somebody getting the hair gummies tomorrow. Why? Because I called him and he said, you know what? It's crazy because I kept looking at your message because I'm not a text person. I need to talk to the person. You ain't said nothing but a word. So that even for me, it's like I need to call 10 people today instead of messaging back and forth with them. Let me get these people on the phone. And I'm gonna tell you, there's so much power in picking up the phone and talking to your team, getting in front of people. It's exciting times, y'all. This is the season of vendor events. This is the season of wedding events. This is the season you need to link up and you need to find a sitter anyway. Okay, you're gonna need to find your sitter. So figure that out because I'm telling you, you're gonna need to do these things to build your business on a higher level, which allows you to have more time to yourself and still have that extra income flowing in. Yeah. Any other questions? Who else got questions, comments, concerns?
Hey, so um, I asked, but I'm just asking just so somebody else needs to hear it. When it comes to time management, like far as like personal development, what personal development books are you reading in order for your time, like to stay on track for your time, if that makes sense?
Yeah. Mom's Mean Business is a good one. Atomic Habits, High Performance Habits, Miracle Morning. Those are all very good books to read. So Mom's Mean Business, High Performance Habits, Atomic Habits, anything that has to do with your habits. Miracle Morning is a good one. 5 a.m. Club is a good one to throw in here right now. Those are all very good things to read in the midst of getting yourself together and taking control of your time. Trying to think if there's any more. Anybody else got any more? I think those are really 4 really good ones to start off with. Yeah, Mom's Mean Business is probably where I would start with that one. Be Obsessed or Be Average is a good one too. Because to be honest, if you're hungry enough, it won't matter. You'll tell your time where to go. And y'all, go ahead, Tiana, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask if I could take a screenshot of
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
so I could get the book titles.
Mm-hmm. Please do. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, anytime you hit the car, unless y'all jamming out, because you know, when I take my kids to school, I like to jam out to Good Day by Jay Moss. We like to do that one. But outside of that, you know, we're PD and SDing it out. Okay. That's what the car is for. Especially like my 16-year-old, the whole time we're in the car, it's going to be personal and spiritual development. Yeah. Any other questions?
Hey, I'm new on here. I don't know if you guys can see my name or anything, but my name is Dontavia. I go by Tay. I just got on here in the middle of you guys talking, but everything I've heard, I agree with you about putting the kids on the schedule. I'm a mom of 4, well, 1 biologically. I adopted my sister's 3 kids back in June of 2022, which I've been taking care of all 3 of them since they were babies. It's just been finalized. But yeah, I do agree. My kids are on the schedule with everything. They go to bed at a certain time. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to put my son to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they go to bed at they're in bed by 8 o'clock. I let them, well, I only have 1 kid that goes to elementary school, and then the rest of them are in daycare. So I have a 7-year-old, she just turned 7. I have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and then I have a 1-month-old.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have a lot.
Yes. That's special. We're looking forward to you joining us. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not sure if my name pops up. Can you see it?
See Tay. It say Tay. Tay to iPhone. But
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Just making sure.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So you guys ready to go back to school, or your kids are already in school? I'm gonna tell you what. The biggest thing you can do is get that calendar ASAP, family and hourly for yourself, and create the schedule and take your butt to bed. Get up in the morning. And I would not do the late night shindig because you ain't gonna be no good in the morning. I just wouldn't do it. I would not do the late night. I would not. I just would not do it. I'm telling you, somebody who's been there, done that. I would not. I would not. I would not do it. Like, get your butt up. I'm telling you, get your butt up in the morning. There's some devotionals that I love. You could do like a Bible study in the morning, but right now we're doing the 90 days of devotion, the Become the Better You by Joel Osteen. So just get into it. Like, get into that, journal through. If you're not in Woman at the Well and reading 1 chapter of the Bible a day, you can get into that. That's so good. A great environment to get into. But it sounds like everybody's pretty straightforward. The only other thing I was going to tell you guys is more so like what my schedule may look like, since nobody had any questions. And yeah, I think it's really redundant, to be honest, because the biggest thing is you want to do is, honestly, if you can get into a routine and you don't lose the routine during the summer, your life is so much easier transitioning back to school. Right. So if you can transition through every season. So even guys, you got to think about it. So kids are going back to school. What are the first breaks that coming up? We got Labor Day, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas. Even in the midst of those seasons, stop allowing your kid to lose their habits. Stop allowing yourself to lose your habits. When you do that, that's when everything is messed up. I'm telling you. Even now, it's like, when it was, we were at 7 a.m. and we bumped it up to 6 a.m. even before y'all kids started school, because my kids haven't started school and I'm at the 6 a.m. too. But that's helpful to me because my first kid he has to be at school at 8 o'clock. So it's beneficial for me to get up at 6 instead of 7 to ensure, well, actually not 6, but 5 instead of 6, to allow myself that opportunity to have that space to set the tone for my house, to get everything together, to straighten up from the night before or whatever, have everything prepared and be in control of my day. And so, good. I'm struggling with bedtime with my autistic toddler. Well, keeping the schedule help with her as well. So I would maybe ask this question to Cassandra. I would ask her, I would ask Cassandra. Yeah, I would definitely reach out and ask her because she has more experience with this. And I know this is something that she has been working with her son for a long time. So if you know who I'm talking about, Cassandra, I would reach out to her like right now and she can give you some insight. Yeah, 100%. But I would think so, but I would ask her for some tips for sure. Yep. Anybody else? Oh, Tiana, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to ask, so as far as the schedule, right, when we wake up, would it be best to wake up an hour or two before we normally wake up? That way we can get our day started with our, SDs and then PD, and then, take care of our children or, our homes, whatever, and then get online with the prayer and devotional.
Well, it depends on what time so if the devotional should be, for a lot of people, I'd probably say about 75% of people, the devotional time is before your kids get up. Is it for you?
No, it's like almost like at the same time.
Are you Eastern?
I'm not sure. I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, you're in Eastern time. So it's 7 o'clock your time, right?
I think so, yes. And then 8 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday.
How old is your son?
13.
Yeah, I would definitely get up earlier. Definitely, I would be shooting for like a solid 5 a.m. What time does he go to school?
He goes about 8:30.
Oh, that's pretty late. But so I would at least be up by 6. What time do you wake him up?
He normally wakes up about 7.
Yeah, so I would say 5:30, 6 o'clock is a great time to get up and have your time,
Yes, ma'am.
And Shanice, it's giving 6 a.m., 5 a.m. devotional. That's what it's giving.
You about me? I get up at 5:30 and I do my Jesus time in the devotional.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm sorry. What I'm saying is that there is a need for the earlier space.
Oh, okay.
So it may be beneficial if we have an Eastern Zoom and then we have a Central Zoom.
I could do that.
Y'all get what I'm saying? So those of you guys who are on Eastern that need to get up at 6 a.m. your time, Shanice could lead that, and then we'll have the 6 a.m. Central time. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pray about it. Yeah. Oh, Sandra got excited. You don't need that. You need to stick with us because you on Mountain Time. And you're gonna be up at 4 a.m.
You wrong for that. You knew what I was gonna say.
You in there.
It's getting easier. I did tell Brittany that my new non-negotiable is to be in bed by 10. Now, whether I'm asleep, that's a different story.
I feel that. I'm horrible at schedules. I'm always up till about 2 or 3, even without a nap most days, because I can't sleep, then get up at 6:30 and go until about 9. Any advice? Take your products. I would say get on the products ASAP. Hands down. Somebody else can give some advice, but when people are struggling with sleep, their gut is off. Your gut health is probably extremely off. So what Shanice said, stress less and collagen, but I would even say aloe and super greens. Like you've got to give your body some nutrients. I would definitely order gut health. I would suggest even doing a 2-day cleanse, doing gut health and maybe stress less because it's BOGO. So I would probably do the gut health pack and the BOGO for stress less right now, and then eventually add in the collagen. Yeah, I would 100% do that for sure.
Yeah, the good health is definitely important. So get that. I know, just like even when we was deep into the juicing, well, like past the 2 weeks, that's deep. I was having trouble sleeping, like I was like having insomnia, and so the stress list helped me. So stress list and collagen for sure. But yeah, you definitely need your good health in order because that mess you up too. So yeah, you need all of that.
Yeah, it will help so much.
I
But
also, as somebody that has issues with sleeping, a lot of times you need to do a brain dump, and you also need to probably journal as well, because most of the times it's other stuff that's keeping you up. So like what you're thinking about, what you're trying to figure out, all of the noise is keeping you up at night. So sometimes it's not even most of the time it's what you're eating, but some of the times too is what you're thinking about that's keeping you up. And so definitely journal, pray, read, that all that stuff will kind of get your mind calm. And even the instrumental gospel music, that helps to kind of like get you calmed down. So soaking music, yeah.
absolutely.
I just wanted to come and say this is all of it. I was dealing with not sleeping, and I was up till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Or sometimes Rachel will hop on Zoom at 6 o'clock my time, and then she'd be like, "Well, didn't I get off of here? You," and she recommended literally Supergirl and a cleanse. And once I started doing that with my car, and I'm already like doing my journaling and my development, everything. Like now, me, the other part, I didn't are like and
You're going.
that I needed, especially.
Hello. You going out real bad.
Sorry, I'm gonna hop out of that.
Oh, okay, yeah. You may want to type it in the lost connection. Dang it. Okay, yes. I think she was saying like the super greens and she said the super greens and I missed it. Super greens and cleanse. Yes. So gut health. The gut, it'll change the game for your life. I need to do a 2-day cleanse, and I always feel so much better. I've started doing the cleanse not because I want to lose weight, but just because I want to feel better. Like it's not even about the weight loss. It's literally about just cleansing my body so that I feel better. So, yeah. Any other questions?
And I was gonna say, and don't be looking at TikTok and Reels before you get ready to go to bed, because they will keep you up, because they will be going around in your head and you cannot sleep. I know.
You know, some of you guys are new, but I always talk about not sleeping with your phone. Okay. There's a meeting in my bedroom. You be like straight up sleeping with your phone, like straight up. Take your phone out your room. Your phone should not be in your room. To this day, I do not sleep with my phone in my room unless I am on call, which is rare. My phone stays in the kitchen. It makes it to where I have to get up. Stop sleeping with your phone, because there shouldn't be a meet. Well, it should be. If it's a meeting in your bedroom, it should only be you and your spouse. It shouldn't be you, your spouse, and your phone. Okay, like leave your phone in the kitchen. All right, leave your phone in the kitchen. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. There will be no nighttime scrolling. And I like to put a book. So there's actually, if you come into my house, there's 3 books on my end table. On my nightstand. So at nighttime, the goal would be to decompress by reading one of my books, my nighttime read. So like what right now, Disruptive Thinking by TD Jakes is my night read. So so I'm able to decompress and read through, and then even have my journal right there to journal, just like Robin was saying. I have my Alexa right there, so I could easily say, hey Alexa, I'll make sure my Alexa didn't go off, play soaking music, and have that soaking music running while I'm falling asleep. TV is well, we don't do TVs in our bedroom. I am old school. Okay, I got that from my grandparents. No one in my household has a TV in their bedroom. So we old school. We like to keep it old school. I do. I love it. Yeah, no TV in our rooms as well. We watch TV in the common areas, okay? And that's another thing that could change that'll change your whole family trajectory. I promise you it will. It may be a difficult adjustment, but that would change your life on that and that too. So any other questions, comments, concerns before we hop on off of here? This is all great stuff, and I'm hoping that it's really helpful. Yeah, me too, Rose. Yeah, you like. Now that song in my head. See, Jesus, I'm having a meeting in my bedroom tonight. Yeah, with Zayden, Zaire, and Zoe. Praise the Lord. Anyways. All right, well, guys, oh, go ahead.
My son's middle name is Zaire.
That's special.
Sorry.
I'm remember that. That's awesome. Yeah, his name means overflow.
Yeah, I chose it because it was a river in Egypt.
Yes, that's so awesome. I love it. So guys, we're going to be excited about this. I'm telling you, every day can be day one. You have to make a decision that it's going to be day one. And I'll tell you what, getting up to be on the devotional will help you get your life together. I promise you it will. It'll help you get your life together. It'll help you get up earlier. It'll help you start your day with your devotion, your SDPD like you're supposed to, and set your mood in your house, set your mood, right? Because you are the Proverbs 31, okay? You're the one who sets the tone for your entire house. And so get up, y'all, get up, get it moving. It's gonna be great. And y'all, it's due season. Like maybe I should just end recording, but I'm gonna tell y'all today, I just had this first of all, just our alone time and meditation today was so short to me. I was like, I had opened my eyes and I was like, what in the world? We meditate in the morning after we read through the devotional, and I was just like, okay, I could have stayed there probably a good solid 15, 20 more minutes, but God is making it so clear that this is a season of exponential growth. I've been proclaiming a season of exponential growth, but I even just had the talk with my husband. There are going to be people on if you can tap in, for real, if you can be locked in, ain't no switching up. Some of y'all are going to experience jumps of $1,000 from month to month. And I'm not playing in a rare season. Like this is not necessarily booming season, but it's our booming season. Like we are booming in this season. So some of you guys are going to experience the $1,000, the $5,000. There will be people who will experience the 10,000 because this right here is going to experience the 20,000 where checks will be doubling or tripling in 1 month. I'm telling you. It's due season, but you have to stay the course. You have to be committed to it, and you have to be willing to go the distance no matter how much it hurts, because it's good pain. I'm gonna tell you, it's good pain. When people I was talking to somebody and she was just like, you're just, which I get it. I do get it, but I don't, the people that act, perspective is that I go through these things gracefully. Why do I? Because God has graced me for it. And so God has just allowed me to gracefully go through these different seasons in my life. And so when people are talking about, well, I just had a baby, so I'm not sleeping, I'm just like, baby, I done had 3 kids in the midst of this business, and there was never a time that I did not show up unless I physically could not show up. I was always willing to fight because I knew what I was fighting for. And so I'm going to tell you guys, no matter how crazy, like for me, I get up on the devotional some days and I just be like, praise God for support, because and it may be my fault. I may have went to bed too late or whatever, but I know that there is an expectation for me to show up, even if you weren't here. You wouldn't have to be here, and I would still show up because this is my business. And so I have to tell you guys that you are a business owner and you are showing up for you. And so in order for you to experience the exponential growth, like Miss Sandra, I'm so proud of you. Like I was talking to Brittany about you the other day, just talking about how in this season, how you're willing to fight. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight no matter what, no matter who you are, no matter how long you've been in this business, there's going to be a fight. And if you do not fight correctly, you will not win. You will be discouraged. But you're going to have to speak life over yourself, over your business. And that is what's going to take you to the next level. That is what's going to encourage your heart. That's what's going to encourage your team. That's what's going to encourage your following by you encouraging yourself. And so open up your mouth, start speaking things that you desire, not things that you don't want. When you sit in a place where you are complaining about who isn't doing what, who's not paying what, who's not showing up the way that they're supposed to, who's not supporting you, what you don't have, when you focus on that, guess what? It grows. Where your focus goes, grows. And so you need to focus on what you desire. Focus on what you desire. And when you focus on that, it will magnify. And you will be so excited about what God is doing because you had the power to speak it into the atmosphere and walk towards it because you were focusing on it. And so I'm excited. It's going to be a great August. And there are so many hungry people who are winning on a high level. And I know that you guys will be next. So I'm excited. We're going to pray and get up off here. If nobody else has anything to say, happy 2023-2024 school year. All right, Ms. Robin, you want to bless our children and cover everybody today?
Sure. Father God, we just thank you. We honor you. We praise you, God. We lift you up, God. You're so amazing. You're so thoughtful. You're so kind, God. We appreciate each and every person that's represented here, every family that's represented here, God. We ask that you just cover the children that are going back to school, God. Cover the teachers, God. Give them the right mindset. Give them the right heart postures to teach the kids, care for them, God. Give a special covering to the schoolhouse, God, that no demonic force, nothing that's not of you is available, is able to even penetrate the walls of the building, God. We just ask for a special covering this year over the kids, God, as there's so many things going on in the world, God. We know that you're a God that still provides. You're a God that still protects, God. And so we just believe you for it. God, we ask right now in our business that you give us the mindset to be focused, give us the mindset to be clear, give us a mindset to be driven to go forth with a courageous spirit, with a confident spirit, knowing that we're King's kids. And because of that, we can have everything that we want to, as long as it's according to your will. So God, keep us in alignment with you, God. Let us trust your sovereignty, God. Let us trust that you will give us exactly what we need, and the things that we don't need, you will show it to us, God. And so we just submit to your will tonight. God, we give you just praise in advance for all the things you're going to do. God, everything that you're about to do, God, we just thank you for it. It's about to be miraculous. It's about to be a performance. And God, we thank you for thinking enough of us to give it to us, God. And so we just thank you in advance. In Jesus' name, amen.
And bye. Have a good night.